Hi, I'm Tuulia of Honesty Europe, and I got a question about what to do when in a leadership position one has difficult emotions and emotional locks, and how to deal with that. I think that's a relevant question, and I would like to broaden that to like how to deal with difficult emotions, old topics or trauma coming up at work. Well, I think all starts with awareness, like doing the personal work so that we are aware of what is difficult for us, what's triggering for us, what moves us, what is incomplete for us. Maybe going and completing those things with those people where there's something that has not been talked about. And then just being aware, like what are our triggers based on our history? For me, one trigger's been as a workshop leader, if somebody calls me unprofessional, and then it's like, okay, where does that come from? Some old insecurity, like nothing is quite good enough, and somehow from my dad, like you need to do better, you need to do better, you need to work hard, don't make a big deal out of yourself. We have this saying in Finland, like the one who has happiness, hide your happiness. And there's something also about like don't brag, don't be too proud of yourself. That's kind of similar nature of being, and me accepting that, hey, I am actually pretty good. I know what I'm doing. I have worked hard for knowing what I know. I have worked hard on my personal topics, my personal journey, my personal triggers, and I've got somewhere. I have something to offer now, as I'm willing to look at the difficult places, the shadows, the dark places of myself. So how to work with difficult, how to accept, how to be with difficult emotions at work, in the leadership, also other work, leading a non-governmental organization, leading some kind of a practice group, hobby group, sports club, women's or men's circles or groups. Yeah, so awareness, notice what's coming up for me, being willing to be with it, and then I think what is really vital is owning it, and owning it even if it might seem like out of place, inappropriate or something. People tend to smell when there's something going on, and they, especially if you're the boss and they are the people working for you, the team members, they easily think that it's about them and they have done something wrong, rather than I'm not sure how to proceed with this project, I notice I'm feeling stressed or tight with time, anxious, unsure, lonely with making decisions. Can we talk about so and so? So kind of showing yourself, being willing to tell what's going on with you, be willing to be vulnerable. And even though there is kind of a lot of this myth still going around, I judge like bosses should know it, they should be able to handle, they should carry. It's actually far more refreshing, far more easier for others to relate when the leader, the boss, is actually a real human being with emotions, and some emotions being also so-called negative emotions, and also positive, like, yeah, I feel really excited about this project, I feel excited about my life, I'm happy with my home life, I'm happy with my team. And then this, like, yeah, I feel heavy, I feel unsure, I feel really tired, stuff like that. So I think the big thing is just, yeah, awareness, and then speaking up and showing. And I think leadership is a lot about leading by example. So the words are still, in my opinion, less important than showing in action. Like if you want to encourage openness and vulnerability, then you need to show it yourself. You cannot just say that, hey, I want you to openly share what's going on with you, and then not do it yourself, or somehow belittle or question when people are sharing, rather than be willing to hear. And then you can say, yeah, oh, I notice it's tough for me to hear all this, or it's tough for me to hear that you don't like the way I propose this stuff, or you don't like the way I was leading this project, or whatever. And I appreciate you for sharing. So things can be also tough at the same time, and then there can be the appreciation, the support. So rather than either or, that you need to support and then you don't show what's really going on with you. And for me, the big thing is like being yourself at work and elsewhere. It's really hard life, I judge, and like tight and stressful for you if you're like, this is the person at work, this is me out of work, my free time, and there's this huge gap. And then kind of your system tries to somehow negotiate who you really are and what's really going on. And yeah, I'm always puzzled if I see people who are very different out of work than in work. Yeah, and then this whole thing about, are you having the leadership position? Are you having this work because it's a must, you have to, or is it a choice? Yeah, there's days when I don't want to come to work, there's days when I feel tired, and I still choose to do it. I choose to do it for the money I get, and I choose to do it for other things. Because if it's really only money, most likely that's not going to be rewarding and gratifying enough for you. So that there might be some short-term shoots. I should go to work, I should do this, I should answer them, I should call them, I should participate in this meeting. And then the long-term one, like, yeah, I do want to contribute to this goal that we have at work or in this organization. I do want to be part of this team. I do want to work with these people. I do want to earn this money. So kind of checking in if that's what you truly want. And if it's ongoing and you just don't want it and there's no long-term want, it's just all should, then I think it's good to ask yourself, is this how I want to spend my life? All right, that's my thoughts. I'm Tuulia of Honesty Europe, and let me know if you have any questions. Ciao.